Hello and welcome to this 60-minute Yin Yoga practice. Today we will be focusing on the kidney and the urinary bladder meridians. You need at least 2 blocks, at least one big bolster. You might want to have a second small bolster if you need some support for the hips in forward folds, maybe a blanket or a sarong or something for shavasana, an eye pillow, anything you need. But for the beginning part, we will just start with a meditation. You can just sit on a bolster here, find a comfortable position. I will explain more about the theme of the meridians in the meditation and in the practice, but I would love to start actually just by outlining these meridian lines, just so that you know what exactly it is that we're working with here. So the kidney meridian starts at the sole of the foot and it runs through the inner leg, inner thighs, here for the groin, and it comes up into the collarbones. So we can work on the kidney meridians whenever we're opening the legs, when we're going into the inner thighs and the hips, but also through chest openings, heart openings. And then the urinary bladder meridian starts at the inner eye. It comes through the back of the head, the back of the upper body, the back of the legs, all the way into your little toe. So this is a meridian that we work on in forward folds whenever we're lengthening through the back of the body, through the back of the legs. So this is kind of our target group today for these 2 meridians, which represent the winter element. Winter is the most yin of all seasons. It's really that sense of going inward, slowing down, finding stillness. So that's what we are going to do in today's practice. As I said, find a comfortable seated position here. Plant your hands wherever they want to go. And then softly close your eyes. See if you can find a gentle lift through the crown of the head, just to find length of your spine. Maybe even a gentle lift through the heart space. Feel your shoulders drawing down ever so slightly. Also take a moment here to ground yourself through your seating bones, through the bolster, into the ground and the earth. And then give yourself a few moments here simply to arrive. To arrive in this room and in your body. In this present moment. Start connecting to your breath here. Your inhale and your exhale. And just take these moments here, these first few breaths, to breathe out the day so far, the week so far. In order to fully arrive right here, right now. See if with every breath that you take, you can cultivate, you can invite a loving presence into your body here, into the heart space. Allow this loving presence to spread through your body more and more with every breath. And then begin to guide your breath into your belly here. Take some deep belly breaths. Notice the gentle rising and falling of your belly. And expansion and contraction. Almost as if you're breathing into a balloon that is inflating and deflating. Just a few more of these deep belly breaths. And then begin to guide your breath to move your awareness into your ribcage, your upper belly. As you breathe through the ribcage here, again notice a gentle expansion and contraction with every inhale and exhale. Creating space between the ribs and then your diaphragm. One more deep breath through the ribcage. And then again, shift your awareness, shift your breath into your chest and your heart space here. And notice the gentle rising and falling of your chest. And expansion and contraction of your heart. A few more breaths through the heart space. And then we'll combine these three parts of the upper body into one full breath. On your next inhale, breathe in through the belly, up through the ribcage, all the way up into your chest. And then exhale out of the chest, ribcage and belly. As you inhale, the belly lifts, the ribcage expands, the heart opens. As you exhale, the chest lowers down, ribcage contracts, belly goes back in. Breathing in through the belly, rib cage and chest, and out of the chest, rib cage and belly, in all the way up the spine, all the way up to your collarbone. Exhale all the way down, all the way out. Do this a few more times. Take these full yogic breaths all the way up and down your spine. Last deep breath, just like that. And then come back to a soft, natural breath. When you're ready, you can meet me with your hands in front of your heart and prayer hands. And for this practice, I invite you to set an intention. Maybe that intention is connected to the qualities of winter, of rest, stillness, and receiving. This is your time to rest, to find stillness, and to receive. Meet me on an inhale through the nose, and exhale through the mouth. And then gently release your hands down. And blink your eyes open. We will come into our first pose. If you want to move the legs a little bit first, feel free to release. After being seated for a while, you can find some windshield wipers or any other movement here. And we will come into Sphinx pose, a beautiful chest opening pose, which will help us to open through the kidney meridian here. So meet me laying on your belly. You can come just through tabletop and then lay down on your belly. And we will come onto our forearms here. So forearms are parallel. Now if you need some extra space for the tailbone, just to reduce any lower back tension, you could open your legs just a little bit wider, but you can also always just bring the arms a bit further forward. Or a nice option here is to find your bolster and to place it below the chest, so just underneath the rib cage. This can also feel really nice. See which options you want to take. Other options could include just resting your head down or even finding blocks to support your forehead down. I'm just going to be here without the props. Either with a soft gaze forward or with your eyes closed. I invite you to take a few moments simply to meet your body in this first shape. Feel the hands, the forearms, the elbows on the mat, the feet, the front of the legs, the belly on the mat. Feel a gentle opening through the chest, through the heart space here. You can once again guide your breath through the chest, through the heart space. Allow your breath to be your anchor in this pose. Simply notice each inhale and exhale as it comes and as it leaves. And if at any later point you still need to find your props, you can always find a softer expression of this pose. Take your last deep breaths here. If you're on a bolster, you can bring the bolster to the side. And then just bring your elbows or your forearms parallel in front of you here. And rest your head down. Rest your forehead down. Allow your chest to release down. Take a few moments here simply to pause and to integrate this first shape. And then gently lift your head. Bring your hands close to your chest. And begin to slowly press up. Send your hips back into a child's pose just for a moment. And bring the head down. Take a deep breath here down the back side of your body, down the back, down the spine. Again, the urinary bladder meridian is running all the way through the back of the body. One more deep inhale. And exhale. And then gently begin to come up. You can sink your hips down for one side. And we will come into some forward folds, starting with half butterfly. You can keep your right leg extended forward. The left leg is bent. So the inside of the left foot comes to the inside of the right thigh. If you need some support for the hips, you could sit on a bolster, you could sit on a block, but you could also support your knee onto a block if you need some extra support through the hip here. Also, this hamstring could be supported. There's many ways of supporting your body. So see what feels good. But we also want to support our head here. So the first option is to find your bolster at an angle and then rest the head down. The second option would include your blocks. There's many different ways that you can use your blocks, whether that's building a little triangle and resting the head down, or stacking your props and then resting your head down. Just find any way here that feels supportive for your body. No need to go too far. Again, this is not about pulling ourselves down or pushing beyond our limits. We just want to lean into the pose, notice where the body wants to stop, and then stay there. And we want to support the head down so that the neck and shoulders can relax. The arms can release down, the hands can come down. Again, give yourself a few moments simply to arrive in this new shape. Try to meet gravity here. And again, stay with your breath. The inhale and the exhale. Whenever a thought arises, just bless it and let it pass. No need to hold onto any thoughts or any beliefs that arise during this practice. Take your last deep breaths here. And then gently, slowly begin to lift back up. You can bring your hands behind you for a moment just to ease out of the hips. Maybe find a gentle lift through the chest. And then bring your props to the side. You can extend your left leg and maybe just find a gentle movement from side to side here just to release. And then we'll come straight to the other side. So just keeping the left leg extended now, bend your right. Option to support your knee, option to support your hips. Maybe this side feels different. And then we want to find, same thing, our props here as well. Just to support our body down. Maybe your body needs more support or less support on the side. Just see what feels right. You can always go deeper in a minute or two, but just begin gently easing into this pose. Again, support your head down so that your neck and shoulders don't have to hold your heavy head. Allow your arms and your hands to release down. Stay here. Breathe here. Soften here. Take your last deep breaths here. And when you're ready, gently, slowly begin to come up. Again, you can bring the hands behind you, gently leaning back, easing out of the hips. Maybe with a gentle lift for the chest, the heart space. And then gently, once more, move your props here. Extend your right leg. Move your legs. We will come into a pose now, which is quite a deep knee stretch. So if you struggle with knee injuries or just sensitivity, you may have to modify a little bit more. For a saddle pose, we have two options. We have the option to do the full pose where both legs are bent, or to do one side at a time. So I'll show you what it looks like to do one side at a time, and then you can decide if you want to do one side at a time or both sides. So if you do one side at a time, you bend one leg, the other one is extended. And then for some people, it may already be enough just to be on their hands here and to gently lean back. Some others may want to come down onto the forearms or even onto the bolster. Now, if you do one side at a time, of course, you have to change sides. I will guide us into full saddle pose, but I will give you a little reminder to change sides in between if you choose to do only one side. For full saddle, both knees are bent. And then you can decide if it feels better to sit between the heels, which tend to go even more into the knees, but it also opens the hips more, or if you want to sit on your ankles. This generally feels less deep. You could also sit on a ball, so you could bring something between the upper thighs and the calves here if that feels better. And then again, you can find your bolster here. Not everyone will be able to come down to the bolsters in a pose like this. So again, just staying on your hands can be a good option, or even elevating the bolster onto some blocks, just to have it a bit closer, a bit higher. Wherever you are, find your version of this pose. If one leg is extended, I'll give you a reminder halfway through to change sides. If it feels too much to rest down on your balls, so just stay on your forearms or even on your hands. Again, this is a very deep pose. Not a pose where we want to go too far, where we want to push through, but really a pose where we want to listen to the body. And as always in Yin Yoga, tension is okay. Discomfort is welcome. Pain is not welcome. So if there's any shooting or stabbing pain in your knee, please ease out. Please find a softer expression. The knees are very sensitive. And a pose like this can help us to support the health of the knees, but it can also go too far. That's where your own knowing comes in. Listening to your body and your limitations. Invite your breath into this shape. If there's tension, breathe into it. Allow it to be there. Allow all parts of you to be there, to be seen and to be met. Deep inhale and exhale. We're about halfway through here, so if you are doing one side, just gently come up, press up through the palms, through the elbows, change the extended leg, bend the other leg, and come back down. If you're in the full expression of the pose, just stay here. Just breathing here, just being here is enough. Take your last deep breaths here. When you're ready, if you're down on the bolster, start to press up through the elbows first until you can come onto your hands. And then from here, slowly come up. With your bolster, come to a tabletop. Just gently tap the toes here to release. And then you can just sink your hips down to one side, extend your legs forward. And it may also feel good just to engage and release your kneecaps just a few times, just to give a little release through the knees here. And then draw the knees into the chest. Align your feet with the front of the mat. Bring your hands onto your knees and gently draw your knees into your chest here. Find a gentle movement from side to side. Gentle release. And then you may already want to find your bolster here and just bring it onto the right side. We will come into a reclined twist. So you can drop your knees over to the right side onto the bolster. Or if it feels better to have the bolster between the knees, you can also bring both legs for the side with the bolster in between. The arms can just release down for the side. Maybe your head rolls over the opposite shoulder, over the left shoulder here. Just to follow that natural curve of the spine. And then the eyes can close. Again, the eyelids may soften. Face muscles soften. Feel the support of the ground here holding you. Allow yourself to meet gravity in this pose. Send some deep breaths down the gently twisted spine. Allow your awareness to travel up and down your spine. Take your last deep breaths here. And then gently come off the bolster, draw the knees back into the chest. And then extend your legs all the way down. Just to pause in Shavasana for a moment, just releasing the legs all the way down. Give your spine this moment to neutralize in the center first before we take it to the other side. Give yourself permission to pause, to rest. When you're ready for the other side, start by moving your bolster first to the left. And then draw your knees into the chest. And either again land on your bolster or have the bolster between the legs. The head may rest, may gently roll over the right side here, just falling into place. Take your last deep breaths here. And then gently return to center. Just see if there's any final movement that your body is calling for before Shavasana. And then for your Shavasana, you have the option to use your long bolster here, just to extend the legs down. Supporting the knees means you're supporting your lower back. Maybe you want to place something onto your eyes. Find your final resting pose. Shavasana. Nothing left to do but to receive the benefit of this practice. Gently allow your breath to deepen here again. Lovingly bring your awareness back to your body, back into this room. Maybe move the fingers or the toes or any other parts of the body that want to be moved here. When you're ready, you can gently draw your knees into your chest here. And then roll all the way onto your left shoulder. Rest here in this fetile position, which signals a rebirth to your body. And then from here, maybe still with the eyes closed, you can gently find your way back up into a seated position. Meet me with the hands in front of your heart. Just take a moment to notice this stillness that you cultivated within yourself. And let's end this practice just with a shared exhale. Take an inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Thank you so much for sharing your stillness with me. Namaste.